coming into chapter 4, plan of action, Volke requests something new and not from his memories for sleep. I imagine he's probably like, we're not going to gamble anymore and just give me something different, okay? I don't want to be familiar with it. Just give me something different. Volke does try to have some of the bread and the jerky that he got from Bayou that Bayou refused to let anybody else hand to Volke. And he says that it tastes of sawdust. And I know Fane kind of like noms on it pretty quickly, and so does Wraith, but I imagine it's just their use of the ship life and the ship food. So
not living the best life. It's not first class flying, that's for sure.
No Michelin stars on this galley.
No.
So Adelgis does mention that most of the crew is made up of women, and Fane does kind of infer that that's why they're set next to the captain, because they are men and they want to be kept as far away from the women as possible. And then he's like, probably it's because we're a renegade pirate, a plague infected person, and then there's Adelgis.
Who will automatically read your thoughts and probably say something very awkward in every conversation he's in. So,
right. Not to mention talking about wonder what happens if the whole crew of the airship dies of asphyxiation.
Yeah, will we get a new mythical creature?
But he doesn't elaborate on that part of it, so he just sounds like he just wants to kill everybody by stealing all the air out of their lungs. Adelgis does start to pull out a map and takes a look at essentially Varden, and Adelgis suspects that Thesan is traveling to New Norra in the far south.
And he does mention that there is a time crunch because Thesan generally doesn't stay there long. So if they do want to catch up to him, they really got to go quick or they're going to lose the trail fairly quick.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably their only chance of finding him. If there's no clues there, then they probably have no idea where to go after. Adelgis gets a nickname, and I honestly love this nickname. He is now called Moonbeam, and this comes from the reflection coming off of his glasses. At least this is what I'm inferring from everything else. And he gets a really cool nickname. So Fane calls himself Fane when he was a pirate on the Third Abyss. So that's his nickname. But what would Volke's nickname be?
I just feel like it's got to be something like shadow related. So my first thought is he like going to be like the Eclipse or, something cool like that. They have the Eclipse aura. It felt like it'd be a threatening name to be known by.
Sadly, my mind went to Shadow Daddy.
Probably what he'd be more likely to end up with.
I mean, I imagine Karna wouldn't mind calling him that.
No.
Eclipse is pretty BA though, so we'll call him Eclipse on the DL.
Put a little poll out there. Let's see what the preferred name is.
Yes. Volke should keep his plague on the down low, at least for the time being, since he could be hunted by the Huntsman Guild, which we know aren't necessarily fans of him. And Adelgis explains that New Norra is essentially like Port Crown, but with less pirates. It is a free place, I guess, free city. So it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, everybody's welcome, that kind of thing. You can buy whatever and trade whatever, sell whatever. So any kind of mystical creatures or mystical creature parts that would be considered illegal or something like that. Like, I don't know, Sovereign Dragonheart.
Thesan probably wants it.
I imagine somebody would. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. So if they've got enough star shards and it's enough money, shoot, why not? So Adelgis also kind of drops another bombshell on Volke about who the blacksmith really is. And at the very butt end of this chapter, we find out that the blacksmith is none other than Volke's biological father.
The big reveal.
We don't really have any new bestiaries or any new mystical creatures. At the time of the recording, we're in basically the last week of May, and talking with Shammy, her bestiary is in printing at the moment. So it will be coming out and is probably going to be out around the time this episode airs. However, she has asked that we refrain from adding any additional information that's in the bestiary until it is officially out into the hands of those that paid for with the Kickstarter. So respecting her wishes, we will keep some information in our back pocket until it is available to everybody else. But I rest assured we will be getting that information out once we are available too. So we'll be going back through each section of chapters that doesn't have a new mystical creature. We will be updating some information along the way as or after the bestiary is released and everybody has it available to read.
And yes, we do want to name drop that Shammy is a friend of the pod.
So we do want to thank everybody for listening today. We do want to remind everybody that we have a new episode every Wednesday morning around 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 8 Pacific, and whatever Mountain Time does. We are on all podcasting platforms, and we are also on the YouTube as well for video. So if you would like to see Scott and I talking rather than just listening, if you want to reach out to us, you can get us at Gmail at frithguildpod@gmail.com or on Facebook or other social media platforms. Pretty much anything that any social media, type at Frith Guild Podcast and you will find us. We do want to thank the Frith Chronicles Wiki, as it is a great resource, and that there is a link to everything down in the description below for both podcast and YouTube. So we will be doing an interview in the middle of this book to break it up a little bit, so that way we also have a little bit of a break in it as well. So, Scott, do you have anything else you'd like to add today?
No, excited for this newest adventure.
So excited.
Side questing.
Side questing, yes. All right, thanks everybody.